Have you ever felt that the universe was trying to send you a message? Maybe it was in a dream, a moment of déjà vu, or perhaps even in a seemingly random number that kept appearing in your life. What if I told you that certain numbers are more than just coincidences? They're the universe whispering to you, guiding you toward prosperity, happiness, and even enlightenment? On December 15th, 2024, as the radiant supermoon graces the night sky, a rare energy will ripple through the universe, bringing with it an opportunity for transformation unlike any other. This isn't just a celestial event. It's an invitation to align with powerful, mystical forces. The numbers tied to this day hold the keys to unlocking hidden doors in your life. These aren't just lucky numbers. They are sacred symbols, carrying profound meaning and transformative energy. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. What would it feel like to release the burdens that weigh you down? To step into a future filled with clarity and purpose? Could this be the sign you've been waiting for? Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and renewal? Welcome to Lotus Light Teachings, where we uncover the mysteries of life, the universe, and the wisdom hidden in plain sight. Together, let's explore the secrets of these divine numbers and the transformative power they hold under the light of the supermoon. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand these numbers but also learn how to harness their energy to create the life you've always envisioned. But first, let me ask you, what would you change in your life if you knew the universe was guiding your every step? The desert stretched endlessly in every direction, its golden sands shimmering under a relentless sun. A lone traveler, weary from days of walking, paused to catch his breath. He had ventured into this barren expanse not out of necessity but driven by an inexplicable yearning, an inner voice urging him forward, promising discovery. His water supply was dwindling, and hope teetered on the edge of despair. It was then that he stumbled, quite literally, upon an object buried beneath the sands. Brushing away the grains, he uncovered an ancient map, worn but intact, marked with cryptic symbols and an unmistakable promise. An oasis. The map sparked something within him, a flicker of hope that had nearly been extinguished. What were the odds, he thought, of finding such a guide in the middle of nowhere? It was as though the universe had intervened, offering him a lifeline precisely when he needed it most. He studied the map carefully, and with each step forward, he felt less like a wanderer and more like someone on a destined path. This journey, he realized, wasn't just about survival. It was about transformation. The traveler's story isn't just his own. It's a reflection of our shared human experience. Life often feels like a vast, uncharted desert, beautiful, yes, but also daunting and unpredictable. And yet, within this uncertainty, signs and guides appear, urging us toward clarity and purpose. In Buddhist philosophy, these signs aren't mere coincidences. They are moments of synchronicity, reminders to awaken from the autopilot of our daily routines and tune into the deeper rhythms of existence. As the traveler trudged forward, his eyes scanned the horizon, searching for the promised oasis. On the evening of December 15th, 2024, the universe will offer us all a similar sign, a supermoon. Its light brighter and closer than at any other point in the year. For those willing to look beyond the ordinary, this celestial event will serve as a metaphorical map, guiding us toward renewal and enlightenment. The supermoon doesn't just light up the night sky, it illuminates our inner world, amplifying energies, emotions, and intentions, calls us to pause, to reflect, and to act with intention. And for those open to its power, the alignment of numbers tied to this special day holds an even deeper significance. In the desert, the traveler began to notice subtle shifts in his surroundings. The wind seemed cooler, the sand less harsh beneath his feet. The journey became less about the destination and more about the transformation unfolding within him. Similarly, the number 15, tied to the date of the supermoon, carries a profound message of renewal. It's an invitation to shed the old, be it fears, habits, or limiting beliefs and step into a space of possibility. Imagine the mother who, burdened by debt and the weight of single parenthood, decides to confront her challenges head-on. One small decision, like taking a new job or seeking financial advice, sets off a cascade of positive changes. Much like the traveler finding his map, her willingness to embrace transformation becomes her guiding light. The supermoon's energy amplifies such moments of courage, offering clarity to those who seek it. As the traveler followed his map, he encountered symbols that puzzled him: a crescent moon, a cluster of stars, a swirling pattern that seemed almost alive. He realized that these symbols weren't just directions. They were reminders to trust his instincts and embrace creativity. The number 23, associated with boundless imagination, mirrors this aspect of the journey. It urges us to step out of our comfort zones, to view life not as a series of obstacles but as an open canvas waiting for our unique imprint. Consider Steve Jobs, who famously connected the dots of his life's experiences, from dropping out of college to studying calligraphy, to create one of the world's most iconic brands. His story reminds us that the path to creativity often begins with trusting the signs around us. Even if their meaning isn't immediately clear, the traveler, like Jobs, realized that the journey wasn't about rushing to the destination but savoring the lessons along the way. Through days and nights, the traveler pressed on, his confidence growing with each step. He began to feel a delicate balance between urgency and patience, ambition and peace. The number 17, symbolizing equilibrium, embodies this harmony. It's a reminder that success isn't just about reaching a goal but maintaining a sense of inner peace throughout the process. Think of the Dalai Lama, whose calm demeanor in the face of global challenges stems from his deep practice of mindfulness and compassion. The traveler, inspired by the interplay of effort and serenity, began to appreciate the beauty of the desert itself, the way the sand shifted like waves, the profound silence that allowed him to hear his own thoughts. The supermoon, much like the desert's vastness, invites us to pause and find balance in our lives, even amidst chaos. As he neared what he believed to be the oasis, the traveler's map led him to an unexpected detour. Frustration crept in, but he remembered the wisdom of patience. The number 25, connected to the power of surrender, teaches that not every question requires an immediate answer. Sometimes, the best course of action is to wait, to trust that the path will reveal itself in due time. This lesson resonates with the teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh, who emphasized living in the present moment. When we let go of the need to control every outcome, we create space for life to unfold naturally. The traveler, embracing this mindset, allowed himself to rest, trusting that his persistence would eventually lead him to water. When he finally reached the oasis, it wasn't the lush paradise he had imagined. Instead, it was a small but clear spring surrounded by a few resilient palm trees. Yet, as he knelt to drink, he felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The number 9, symbolizing completion, reminds us that true fulfillment isn't about grandiose achievements but appreciating the milestones along the way. The traveler understood that the journey had changed him. The map, the desert, the supermoon, they were all parts of a greater lesson about resilience and trust. Under the light of the December 15th supermoon, we, too, are invited to reflect on our own journeys. What have we overcome? What chapters are ready to close so that new ones can begin? The supermoon amplifies the energy of endings and beginnings, urging us to release what no longer serves us and embrace the possibilities ahead. The traveler's story, like the energy of the number 77, concludes with a deeper connection to himself and the world around him. The journey through the desert wasn't just a physical trek, it was a spiritual awakening. He realized that the map had been a guide, but the real transformation came from within. The supermoon, with its luminous glow, reminds us of this truth, that the answers we seek are already inside us, waiting to be illuminated. As the traveler stood beneath the stars, he asked himself a simple question: if I could survive this desert, what else might I be capable of? This question, much like the light of the supermoon, lingers in the air, waiting for each of us to answer in our own time, in our own way. The night sky on December 15th, 2024, will carry a story older than time, told through the luminous light of a supermoon. It won't just be an astronomical event. It will be a cosmic reminder of the power of renewal, balance, and the wisdom embedded in seemingly ordinary moments. Each number tied to this date reflects a piece of that story, urging us to reflect and transform. These numbers are more than mathematical symbols. They are invitations to explore the vastness of our inner worlds and the possibilities awaiting us in the universe. 15. Transformation in the moonlight. Picture a single mother, exhausted from the endless cycle of work, bills, and self-doubt. Each day felt like a mountain, and every night like a reminder of how far she had yet to climb. But one evening, something shifted. It wasn't monumental at first, just a quiet resolve to make a small change. She decided to let go of a toxic habit that had been draining her energy for years. That single step, though tiny, began to ripple through her life. Under the supermoon of December 15th, the number 15 calls for this kind of rebirth. Its light doesn't demand perfection or dramatic gestures. Instead, it encourages shedding the layers of fear and inertia that hold us back. The single mother's story reminds us that transformation doesn't require a perfect moment. It begins the moment we decide to let go, much like the supermoon casting its gentle brilliance over the world. 15 shines as a beacon for those ready to embrace their potential. 23. The call to adventure. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." The essence of his wisdom mirrors the number 23's energy, a spark that ignites creativity and encourages us to dive into the unknown. Imagine a young artist hesitant to share her work with the world. She feared rejection, so she hid her paintings in the corners of her room. But one day, she decided to enter a local competition. Her work didn't win, but it captured the attention of a gallery owner who offered her a chance to exhibit. That small leap of faith became the first thread in a tapestry of success. On December 15th, the supermoon amplifies the spirit of exploration inherent in 23. It nudges us to venture out of our comfort zones, to create and connect even when the outcome feels uncertain. The number whispers, "The path may not be clear now, but every step you take will lead to a greater understanding of your journey." Just as the artist discovered, embracing the unknown is the first step toward discovering the extraordinary. 17. Harmony amidst the chaos. Balance often feels elusive, especially in a world that glorifies busyness. Yet, balance is precisely what the number 17 invites us to seek under the December supermoon. Picture the Dalai Lama, his serene smile and gentle presence undisturbed by the storms of global politics. His peace isn't accidental. It's cultivated through years of mindfulness and intentional living. The number 17 reflects this same equilibrium, the ability to pursue our ambitions without sacrificing our inner calm. Think of a young professional who, after years of burnout, learns to draw boundaries. They discover that balance isn't about doing less but about aligning actions with values. Under the supermoon, 17 serves as a reminder that success is sweeter when it's rooted in tranquility. It invites us to pause, breathe, and realign with what truly matters, showing that harmony is achievable even in life's most chaotic moments. 25. The power of patience. Patience is often seen as passive, but in truth, it is an active and deliberate choice. Imagine a gardener planting seeds, knowing it will take months before they sprout. They water the soil, clear the weeds, and trust the process, even when there are no immediate signs of growth. This quiet perseverance is what the number 25 embodies under the supermoon's glow. On December 15th, the celestial light reminds us that some answers and opportunities unfold only in their own time. The teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh echo this wisdom. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Patience doesn't mean inaction. It means trusting that the universe's timing is often better than our own. Whether you're waiting for a career breakthrough, healing, or clarity. The supermoon and 25 encourage you to hold space for what's to come. 9. The beauty of endings. Endings can be bittersweet, but they also carry the promise of renewal. Think of a chapter in a book. Its conclusion may feel like loss, but it sets the stage for the next part of the story. On December 15th, the supermoon and the number 9 shine a light on the beauty of closing old chapters. The Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree exemplifies this truth. To reach enlightenment, he had to release attachments to old desires and identities. The number 9 urges us to do the same, to let go of what no longer serves us. It might be a relationship, a limiting belief, or even an outdated dream. The supermoon's energy magnifies the clarity needed to release these weights, allowing us to move forward with grace. Endings, it reminds us, are not failures but fertile ground for growth. 77. Spiritual connection and wholeness. There's a unique stillness that comes with connecting deeply to your inner self. Imagine a monk sitting in meditation, his breathing steady, his thoughts quieted. In that silence, he feels a profound connection to something greater than himself, a harmony between his inner world and the universe. This is the energy of the number 77, amplified by the December supermoon. 77 is a master number, representing spiritual insight and balance between the material and the ethereal. Under the supermoon's light, it invites us to reflect on our lives through the lens of intuition and authenticity. This isn't about perfection or grandeur, but about listening to the quiet voice within that knows what truly matters. Whether through meditation, journaling, or a simple walk under the moonlight, 77 encourages us to reconnect with ourselves and the universe, reminding us that true balance lies in aligning our inner and outer worlds. As the December 15th supermoon rises, its brilliance will cast more than light on the earth. It will illuminate paths, open hearts, and spark transformations. Each number, 15, 23, 17, 25, 9, and 77 is a guidepost, urging us to embrace change, creativity, balance, patience, closure, and spiritual connection. These aren't just lessons. They are invitations to live more fully and authentically. In the end, the numbers and the moon aren't the magic themselves. They are reflections of the power we hold within. The supermoon is a reminder that transformation begins with a single step. Just like the mother letting go of her fears, the artist taking a chance, or the gardener trusting their seeds. On December 15th, the question isn't whether the universe will guide us. It's whether we will answer its call. What will your answer be? The night of December 15th, 2024, promises a celestial event that is more than just a marvel for the eyes. A supermoon, radiant and full, will rise in the sky, casting a luminous glow over the world. For some, it will be a beautiful sight to admire and forget. For others, it will be an invitation, a nudge from the universe to pause, reflect, and make space for something new. In that moment, bathed in moonlight, the question arises, are you ready to let go of old burdens and step into the light of a new beginning? There's something poetic about the idea of the moon, a constant presence in the night sky, yet ever-changing. Its phases remind us that everything in life is in motion, that endings give way to beginnings, and that darkness, too, is a part of growth. The supermoon amplifies this message, urging us to release what no longer serves us and embrace the potential for transformation. Imagine a young woman standing at her window, staring at the rising moon. Her life, up until that point, had been defined by a series of what-ifs. What if she had taken that chance? What if she had spoken up when it mattered? What if she had trusted herself just a little more? The weight of these unspoken regrets had held her back for years, like anchors tethered to her soul. But tonight, something feels different. The light of the supermoon seems to pierce through her doubts, illuminating a path forward. It's as if the universe is whispering to her, "Let it go." She sits down with a journal and begins to write, not knowing where her thoughts will take her. First, the words come hesitantly, as if dredging up her fears and regrets is too painful. But as she writes, the burden begins to lift. She realizes that holding onto the past has only prevented her from fully embracing the present. With each sentence, she lets go of an old weight. By the time she closes the journal, she feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with the person she wants to become. The act of journaling under the supermoon may seem small, but its significance lies in the clarity it brings. Writing allows us to process our emotions, to untangle the threads of our thoughts, and to set intentions with purpose. For the young woman, it became a turning point, not because the moon magically solved her problems, but because its light served as a reminder that she held the power to change her story. In a quiet park miles away, a man sits cross-legged on the grass, his face tilted toward the sky. He has always been skeptical of things like meditation, dismissing them as impractical in a world driven by deadlines and responsibilities. But tonight, drawn by the sheer brilliance of the supermoon, he decides to try. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath, letting the cool air fill his lungs. First, his mind races with the usual chaos: work stress, family obligations, the never-ending to-do list. But slowly, as he focuses on his breath, the noise begins to fade. In the stillness, he feels something he hasn't felt in years: peace. The moonlight seems to wrap around him like a cocoon, shielding him from the noise of the world. He doesn't meditate for long, perhaps 10 minutes, but when he opens his eyes, he feels a profound sense of clarity. The problems that had loomed so large earlier now seem manageable. He realizes that he's been so consumed by doing that he's forgotten how to simply be. Meditation, like journaling, is a practice that connects us to the present moment. It teaches us that peace isn't something we find outside of ourselves. It's something we cultivate within. For the man in the park, the supermoon became a catalyst, a moment that reminded him to pause and reconnect with his inner self. These stories, though fictional, reflect universal truths. We all carry burdens, some visible, others hidden deep within. These burdens may take the form of regrets, fears, or limiting beliefs that prevent us from fully embracing life. The supermoon of December 15th offers a unique opportunity to release them, not because of some mystical power, but because it invites us to reflect and act with intention. Think of the supermoon as a mirror, reflecting not just light but the truths we often avoid. Its brilliance asks us to confront what we're holding onto and to consider whether those things still serve us. Are the fears that once protected us now holding us back? Are the dreams we chase still aligned with who we've become? Are the grudges we harbor worth the energy they consume? These are questions worth pondering, not just under the light of the supermoon, but in the quiet moments of our lives. The process of letting go isn't easy. It requires courage to face the parts of ourselves that we'd rather ignore. It asks us to relinquish control, to trust that releasing something old will create space for something new. But when we do, the rewards are profound. Letting go isn't about erasing the past. It's about honoring it while freeing ourselves from its grip. It's about stepping into the present with open arms and an open heart. As the night deepens and the supermoon reaches its zenith, its light touches every corner of the world. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't judge. It simply shines, reminding us that we, too, are capable of illuminating the darkness within. Under its glow, people everywhere are finding their own ways to let go through meditation, journaling, conversations, or quiet acts of self-compassion. A teenager, overwhelmed by the pressure to meet everyone's expectations, writes a letter to herself, promising to be kinder. A couple, on the brink of separation, sits under the moonlight and finally speaks the truths they've been avoiding. A retiree, haunted by years of unfulfilled dreams, decides to enroll in a painting class, embracing the idea that it's never too late to begin again. These moments, though small, are transformative. They are the seeds of change planted under the light of the supermoon, nurtured by the courage to release and the willingness to grow. The supermoon doesn't create these changes. It simply serves as a reminder that the power to transform our lives has always been within us. As the moon begins its descent, its light gradually fading into the dawn, the world feels a little different. For those who embraced its invitation, the night brought not just illumination but transformation. The burdens they carried may not have disappeared entirely, but they are lighter now, easier to bear, and in their place, there is space for new beginnings, for hope, for the quiet assurance that they are capable of creating the lives they desire. The question remains, when the supermoon rises on December 15th, will you be ready to answer its call? Will you take a moment to pause, reflect, and let go? Will you allow its light to guide you toward the person you're meant to be? The choice is yours, as it has always been. But remember this, the moon, like life, doesn't wait. Its light is fleeting, but its lessons are eternal. What will you do with this moment? What story will you choose to write? As the supermoon rises on December 15th, 2024, its light will not just illuminate the night sky but also the path ahead for those who are ready to embrace it. The numbers we've explored, 15, 23, 17, 25, 9, and the extraordinary 77 are more than just digits. They are messengers of hope, change, and balance, urging you to align your energy with the universe's rhythm. The lessons these numbers teach us go beyond the physical. They remind us to let go of the past, embrace creativity, find balance amidst chaos, practice patience, and prepare for new beginnings. They call us to look inward, listen to our intuition, and trust in the divine timing of life. Picture this, on that special night, under the glowing supermoon, you sit quietly, reflecting on your journey. You let go of old fears and self-doubt, feeling the weight lift from your shoulders. In that stillness, you set your intentions for the future bold, clear, and aligned with your highest self. As the moonlight bathes the world, you feel a deep connection to something greater, a sense of clarity and peace you've never known before. The universe has been guiding you all along, gently nudging you toward this moment. The question now is, will you take the step forward? Will you trust the signs and allow yourself to embrace the transformation awaiting you? Remember, the power isn't just in the numbers or the moon, it's within you. The supermoon and these sacred numbers are simply mirrors, reflecting the potential you already hold. You are the creator of your destiny, the weaver of your story. So, as we close this chapter, I leave you with this thought. What would your life look like if you lived with unwavering trust in the universe and in yourself? This is your time, your moment. Embrace it. The supermoon is calling, and the universe awaits your answer. Crescent moon,